Welcome to another episode of What's Your Forte, presented by Bandology. Bandology is a Canadian nonprofit dedicated to more music for more kids via education, collaboration, and community.
Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of What's Your Forte. As always, I'm Sandy, the head of programming at Bandology.
And I'm Tamara, our public relations coordinator. Today, we have another episode in our series about music careers for you.
Who's the guest in this week's episode?
On today's episode, we get to chat with Erin White, who received a Bachelor of Music from Wilfrid Laurier University and is a recent JD graduate from the University of Ottawa.
Oh, that's sick. Don't forget to check out our application guides to learn more about studying post-secondary music. Take it away, Tamara.
Hello, and welcome to a special episode of What's Your Forte, where we explore the important power of music education. In today's episode, learn why pursuing a music major could be your next big step. I'm your host, Tamara Djuknic, and today we have a very special guest joining us. Erin White is a recent Juris Doctor graduate from the University of Ottawa Faculty of Law. She completed her undergraduate studies at Wilfrid Laurier University, where she received a Bachelor of Music in Music Education with a minor in mathematics. Get ready to be inspired as we dive into the world of pursuing music as a post-secondary major. So hello, Erin. How are you doing today?
Hi, I'm good. Thanks. How are you?
Good, thank you. Thank you so much for coming on our podcast. We are so excited to have you. So before we dive into our more interview-based questions, we do our Fast Five, which is a series of 5 questions just designed to get to know you a little bit better. So for our first question, what is your favorite movie soundtrack?
This answer could change every single time you ask me this question, but right now I'm going to say Hercules.
Amazing. I love that.
Great music.
I agree. And what is an instrument you don't play but wish you did?
I'm going to give 2 answers for this one. One that I always thought would be cool is the oboe. Just a little more obscure than the flute, but I just think that would be really cool. Also, the cello. Always thought it would be cool to play a string instrument.
I completely agree, but I don't think I ever could. And what is your hidden talent?
I can solve a Rubik's Cube in less than a minute and a half.
That is so impressive. Have you gone to any competitions for that or just?
No, it's not that fast. It's
so impressive. And then what is or who is your musical inspiration or just someone you listened to growing up?
I really just liked listening to music in general growing up. I would listen to anything and everything. And I would just, if the radio was playing, I'd sit down at the piano and just play along with it, figure out tunes by ear. I would just want to listen to anything and everything.
Oh, that's amazing. And our last Fast Five question is, what is your favorite concert you've ever attended?
Favorite one would be I saw Jacob Collier in Montreal in May of 2022. Incredible concert. I would see him 1,000 times again.
Awesome. Well, thank you for that. So moving into more of our interview style questions, what initially drew you to pursue a Bachelor of Music in university?
So my high school had a really strong music program. We had really, really good music teachers, a lot of music classes available to us, and a lot of music extracurriculars, many bands, many choirs. So I was pretty immersed in music through high school. It took up more than half of my class time for sure, I'd say, not including extracurriculars. So I was always surrounded by it, always loved it. And it was my music teachers who were always like, you should do this, you should go into music, you should pursue this. So kind of got me thinking about it. And yeah, I really always loved music, always loved playing. And when, they kind of pushed me saying that it was a good idea, that kind of led me to consider it.
Awesome. And can you share any pivotal moments or experiences during your studies at Laurier that solidified your passion for music?
My first wind ensemble concert in first year, that was just such a cool moment. It's a pretty big ensemble at Laurier. We had 4 concerts a year. That first one, I remember after that, I was just like, oh, this is pretty cool. There's a lot of people coming here to watch us play. We sound really good. We've put in so much work into this concert, but it was also like very different from high school when it was, we're going to prepare for 5 months for our winter concert. No, we were preparing for maybe 5 weeks for this concert. It was just a really cool experience seeing it all come together, seeing, okay, wow, this is definitely a step up from, the stuff I did in high school. We sound really good and I'm a part of this. And that's really cool.
I completely agree. Ensemble music making is some of the best experiences ever.
absolutely.
And then after your Bachelor of Music, what led you to pursue a law degree specifically?
So initially, I went into my Bachelor of Music wanting to be a music teacher. That is why I did major in music education. That was the plan. When I took those music education courses, though, I just realized this isn't for me. I didn't see myself excelling, thriving as a music teacher. Yeah, I just realized essentially this isn't for me. I need to figure something else out. Let's start from scratch. I always really loved music, and then I didn't want to be a teacher, and so I needed to kind of take a step back, explore all of my other options. What else can I do? Maybe that's even not necessarily music. I had a friend at the time who was studying for the LSATs, and I was like, "Oh, that's kind of cool. That's kind of interesting." She told me about that. I thought, this is right up my alley. Actually, this is the way my brain works. This is stuff that I find interesting. And so I did my own research into law school, into what it's like to be a lawyer, into the LSATs, all of that stuff. I realized, yeah, I'm actually kind of interested in this. And here we are.
That's awesome. And I'm sure you don't regret your choices. I mean, what an impressive feat to do. So congratulations on your recent graduation. I know you just graduated. So
yeah, officially got my degree, I think 3 days ago or something. It got conferred on me.
that is amazing. Well, congratulations. I'm so glad that this was like the right path.
No regrets from the very beginning of deciding to pursue music to being in law school now. I do not regret my Bachelor of Music for a second. And it led me to discover that I actually wanted to be a lawyer. So no regrets at all.
Amazing. So kind of on that path, how do you think studying music has contributed to your personal and professional growth?
It is kind of a unique path for law school. In my class anyways, I knew of one other person, I think, who had a music degree before coming into law school. But there's actually so many skills that I learned from my degree in music that are directly transferable to law. I spent so much time performing in my undergrad, from performing in masterclass and concerts, and it really helps. It helps with public speaking, that sort of thing too. And like, I can get up in front of a crowd and play my flute. I can, stand up in front of a court. I can present evidence to a judge, to a jury. I can handle a case. I came in definitely a bit nervous having to perform the first few times. I became more confident as the degree went on. By the time I was in fourth year, I was very comfortable playing. And that really helped me with stage presence, I guess, in law school too, just my ability to public speak, conduct myself, that sort of thing. Really helped from that. Another thing, time management. Having a Bachelor of Music, it's busy. It's not like I'm just picking up my flute for 30 minutes and calling it a day. No, I put way more effort into practicing the flute than I did for homework for any other class, of course, but it taught me such good time management skills to be able to plan in my schedule. Okay, this is time where I can go and practice, and then I can do a little practice here, going to warm up here before my lesson, and really good time management skills that I've been able to carry with me throughout law.
I can only imagine how helpful that would have been, because, performing in front of a stage and then just like being in front of one judge, and then you're like, okay, well, this isn't too bad.
This is nothing.
That's awesome. And then kind of on the flip side of that, what challenges, if any, did you find pursuing a law degree with a Bachelor of Music background?
I wouldn't say at all that it put me at any disadvantage, because the thing with law school is that there isn't really like a pre-law undergrad that people do typically do. Law school kind of starts you from scratch. You learn all the fundamentals in first year. So I was definitely not behind or anything. The profs don't anticipate you to have any prior knowledge. You learn everything right away in year one. So I did not feel that I was behind in any way. I think the biggest challenge was probably in my head more than anything. I think I always worried that when recruiters would look at my resume, they'd say, oh, Bachelor of Music, really? We don't want to hire her. I have no proof whatsoever that this was actually a real problem. I think it was probably more in my head than anything. There are, of course, specific fields of law that you do kind of need specialized degrees for, like IP law, for example. I was probably never going to get there. You kind of need a very technical science background for that. All my friends I know who are in IP have very sciencey undergrads. So, I was probably never going to do that, but that's not because of music. That's just because it's not what they're looking for. And, if a firm didn't want to hire me because I had a music degree, that's probably not where I want to work anyways. I want to work at the firm who's going to say, hey, you have a music degree? That's awesome, because it is awesome. So I think it was more of a mental stigma than anything. I never actually had any evidence saying that I was looked down upon because I had a music degree. Everyone I told that to was like, oh, that's really cool.
Exactly. Yeah. I was even going to say, like, the more versatile background an applicant has, like, the better it's going to look, because you have so much more experience in different fields. And, with having the more versatile background, you can really apply your law school knowledge in a different way that, someone with maybe like a legal studies background wouldn't be able to. So I think, if anything, it's a step up.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Very broad experiences for sure. And then also recruiters are going to remember me because they're going to be like, oh yeah, she's the girl with the music major. There's not going to be too many of those in law school. So it makes you stand out, which is a good thing.
What advice would you give to someone considering pursuing music as a major in university?
It's definitely a lot of work. So don't go into it thinking that it's going to be easy. It's going to be a breeze. You don't have to put any effort into it. But if you're super passionate about music, do it. It doesn't mean you have to be a professional musician. It doesn't mean you have to be a performer. It doesn't mean you have to be a music teacher. It does not confine you to focus your career in any sort of aspect. I am in law school now, or I've finished law school now, but I love my music degree for that. I have a friend who did music for his undergrad, and he's now in med school. So kind of same thing for both of us. I got great marks in my undergrad because music was something that I liked. It was something I was good at. It was something that I could put a lot of effort into because I enjoyed it. So it was easy for me to put the effort into doing well in it. Because I got good grades, I got into law school. Do something for your undergrad that you're going to enjoy, that you're going to like to do, because I had a great experience in my undergrad. I had so much fun. I met the best people, and it got me into law school because I did quite well in my undergrad. So even if you don't want to be a professional musician or a music teacher, do anything music related, but you're passionate about music and you have the drive to, actually focus on the degree, and you can commit to putting in the effort to do well in it, do it. Because you can do anything with it. You can get a music degree, do anything else in the world with it.
I think it's really refreshing to see, all of the different avenues that are available. If it's something that you're truly passionate about, but, maybe not want to do for the rest of your life.
Yeah, like I kind of thought the same thing too, even going into it, which is why I was a bit hesitant at first. I was like, I never wanted to be a professional musician. I love playing my flute. I still do. It's a great hobby for me. I was just like, I never wanted to ruin the joy of it by having the pressure of having to be perfect playing every time. It was never for me. I love playing my flute still. So it's great that I was able to, do my undergrad, get all these great skills, improve my flute playing so much, and then find a different path. You can do anything. And I think if I had heard that myself back in high school, I wouldn't have flip-flopped around whether or not I should do music for as long as I did. It was actually kind of a very last-minute decision for me to even apply to Laurier for music. I applied to 3 universities for math. And then last minute, I was like, I'll just do music. Why not? So glad I did. Because you can do anything with it.
Exactly. Yeah. Very, very important takeaway. So as we wrap up today's episode, I really want to extend a very heartfelt thank you to today's guest, Erin White, for sharing her experiences and wisdom with us. Whether you're considering a future in music or simply appreciate its profound impact, I hope this episode has offered valuable insights and encouragement. Until next time, we hope you keep listening, learning, and pursuing your passions. This is Tamara Djuknic signing off from the special episode of What's Your Forte. And once again, thank you very much, Erin.
Thanks for joining us. If you like what you heard, you can learn more about our organization at bandology.ca, which features information about music education, advocacy and research, and our workshops, community events, and music camps. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube at bandology.ca, and find more episodes of What's Your Forte wherever you get your podcasts.